gonna have a good time against this Alice. But showing up with the Pasha and the Eudora ganking across the map, yeah, he's not gonna have a good time at all.
Big question now for EVOS SG. A lot of room that they could go for here. They rarely play Hilda onto the side. So that is most likely going to be a Hilda tank, just another side laner. Yu Zhong might be their last pick that they're going for, just so they have a little bit of peel option. Because it seems like it's going to be, or just something to create space for EVOS SG to make it work, because frontline of Tams and Hilda, despite how sustaining Tams is, Baksha is going to be hard. So they decide to go for the Valir. 3 mages. So it's going to be a support Valir, a Harith carry, and then a side lane Lunox.
Which would go up against a Barretts or an Alice. I am sort of liking that odds, but sub-level 4, Lunox will be having a hard time. Not really a lot of escapes can happen there for him.
We saw it earlier with Onyx PH versus Aura PH. This has to end quick.
Yeah.
The thing about having mages as your main sources of damage is that you don't need to bring it all the way to the late game for them to hurt. They're not like marksmen wherein you'll really need to give them all the items, or at least 2-3 items to make it work. Literally, these mages, Lunox and the Harith, just give them their first item already and then have them roam around, have them deal damage. They'll be able to melt through the front line of Ronin Esports. EVOS SG, though, the question is, how are they going to balance building, you know, reduction of healing with armor penetration, or magic penetration, I mean, because that Barretts and Baksha lineup combo could pose to be the biggest problem here for EVOS SG.
Yeah, and again, side lanes is where we're gonna have to focus on this entire fight, because the side lane is what EVOS brings importance to. And if Ronin manages to shut that down, and I feel like that they could, judging by the ganking potential they have on the side lanes is really high, we might just give game number 1 away to Ronin Esports. Not counting out the fact that EVOS SG will be able to out-micro Ronin Esports.
Yeah, Scarlet Tiger's got to do something special here. Despite me really liking their lineup, I feel like it could be really tough for EVOS SG if the Baksha and the Barretts just keeps getting a pick off.
Yeah, and when would we see the ganks coming in, though? That's the primary thing.
A part of me wants to. There's a chance EVOS SG are just gonna play this safe and just give room for the Harith. Power of Order of Brilliance to survive, then the rest can still continue to fight and deal the damage.
And we are entering the Land of Dawn as game number 1 in this best of 3 series will commence. Ronin Esports versus EVOS SG. Again, big emphasis on the side lanes. And speaking of side lanes, it's a 2-man rotation here on towards the right-hand side. It's Eudora and the Yisun Shin focusing everything onto this Lunox. Not something you see every day. Alice in the mid lane, focusing on clearing out the minion wave.
So Ronin Esports, that's how they're going to be going for mid control here, is that they're going to be roaming around. So it's going to be a P.E.K.K.A. and Justin playing. This isn't a 1-3-1. It's more of like somewhat similar to a 1-2-2 type of rotation. And yeah, Baksha is the one jungling. So this is something that Blacklist International tried to pull off in their first game. I don't know how it's going to work out here, or I still don't fully understand the thought process behind putting Baksha as sort of like your jungler carry. And I know it's, how do I say this? It wasn't received warmly by people. It wasn't received warmly by chat, but hell, Naomi's making it work. He's going for a pretty fast jungler
He's
clear.
already level 4.
He's already level 4, and the thing about putting that into the jungle is that you don't have to worry about it going solo. It's a Baksha that can get away. And this is absolutely crazy. It just might work here for Ronin. This is what we were talking about, the potential for them to introduce something new here. And though we saw a glimpse of it, Naomi's actually playing this Baksha like a carry.
Now look at this though. on the unorthodox playstyle, especially here on the bottom lane with Becca and Justin going up against Pokemon. Pokemon is having a relatively hard time against Becca and Justin. Aeon is forced to assist Pokemon. Now the mid lane is wide open for this for Harith and Hilda. JPL will get low. Zaman Force committed by Potato just to deter any additional kills. Silent. Flow of blood out of there. And this is catching EVOS slowly but surely off guard.
Pokemon with the damage. Aeon knocks back Naomi, pushes him back. Naomi down to like 40%, but first blood's going to be secured there by Pekka, securing a kill onto the Valir. Potato and Pokemon are falling low. Eudora securing a kill up there onto the Harith. Ronin, like a thief in the night, like ninjas, going rogue, finding a secret weapon amidst all the craziness of the drafts and the balances here in the MPL Invitation, and then this Pokemon taking a lot of damage, gets a stun. And that's going to be a 1-for-1 in the bottom lane as JPL and EVOS SG looking for the response there, evening it up at Ronin with a really, really hot start now.
This is the unorthodox playstyle that EVOS SG has been fearing since last night. It's catching him off guard. The jungle Basha making things work, deprived Potato of any buff at all on his side, forced to try to invade things, but didn't occur to anything. As JPL getting caught out. Here comes the Blood Ode. Damage way too much. Gets stunned out. Get electrocuted himself. Zama forced by Potato and me wanting to trade it out. Silent will manage to make it out alive.
More fights
as the Daytona's welcome will be committed onto Soul. Aeon, not much he could do there.
And this is the idea behind putting Silent in the middle lane with that Alice, is that we all know Alice has one of the best mobilities with Mage, just able to get around quickly with the blood, with the flowing blood, sort of similar to how Farsa gets around with Wings by Wings. It's just the combo! The magic damage is way too much! Thunder's Wrath with the ultimate everything! Harith gets absolutely deleted and the Potato gets fried. Who's craving for fries right now?
Me.
Me too.
Everyone is.
Yep.
But EVOS SG is craving to come back into this game. Ronin will be able to take down that first turtle of the game and will be given, if I'm not mistaken, towards Naomi himself. And he is, on top of him being tanky, he has bonus damage. Be looking to get JPL stunned up, but this is way too many on the side of the HPs. Are low, but they managed to trade it out 1-for-1. Silent is not deadly just yet. Blood Ode not being impactful as much, but Naomi still managed to secure a kill for himself.
So the idea of putting the jungle Basha as he's gonna try to go for that orange buff there. See, look at that. He doesn't have to worry about, am I gonna die here? Because he's not the jungle carry in terms of dealing damage. He's there to secure objectives, yes, but the idea behind putting Basha as a jungle carry is that your frontliner, your tank, your main roller, your main hero, your main player, to determine the tempo of the match against his items faster. The faster Basha against his items, the more sustained and tanky he will be, so that he doesn't have to worry so much. And so it's going to make it harder for EVOS SG to secure their side of the jungle and hide the rotations from Ronin, because Naomi on that box is just going to keep going into their jungle and finding out where they are.
And added to the fact that he has a lot of mobility, he's got big map presence here to try to steal every buff that Potato even wants here. And speaking of items, looking at how the money is right now, it's working really well on the side of Ronin. They have a 4K gold lead. Yeez and Shin, Alice, and Badass on top of that money board.
One of the first items that we need to see built here by EVOS SG at one point is going to be the anti-harass Dreadnought armor already for Hilda, but that's going to be the definite welcome onto that time. So bursted, absolutely, but Conrad Inferno keeping alive, and Conrad Inferno, Savi with the flicker, as well as Justin securing the kill there on the Toms. It really looks like EVOS SG were not ready for this Pekka going after Aeon. Now this time the damage on that Isan Shin is high, but Potato lands his Almond Force. Pekka and Naomi still trying to find this out. Pekka, Justin is there for the assistance from their Wrath, and Pekka still somehow alive out of this Pokemon. Not enough damage coming out of EVOS SG, but finally there is a damage. 1-for-1 trade, mega kill for Justin, able to take out JPL. That could have gone really bad for either side, but at least it was just a 1-for-1 trade.
And Justin is zoning Potato and Pokemon out of there so that the mid lane turret will finally fall down. the entire jungle of EVOS SG is out in the open. Ronin can freely invade without any problems whatsoever.
And now Turtles getting taken out here by Ronin Esports without a problem. EVOS SG won't be able to contest that. And again, this lineup that Ronin Esports brought up, now that we're looking at it in action, it controls the map so much. You have the Eudora babysitting P.E.K.K.A for a time being so that P.E.K.K.A could farm up in the bottom lane. What does P.E.K.K.A have? P.E.K.K.A has that Mountain Shocker to provide information if you're going to use it for that, or, you know, of course, the burst damage in a team fight if your opponents are getting stacked up. At the same time, Naomi, we already touched on that. Silent being able to go around, and this connection. We're used to seeing JPL and Aeon do those things, but now it's Savvy, actually, and Justin connecting to pressuring that Toms, knowing that they needed to pressure Shoal, and you touched on this earlier. You brought this up because Soul said it himself. If Ronin find a way to stop him, then EVOS SG may just be in it for a bad time.
And the bad time is what they're experiencing right now. There's no way this would turn into a good time just yet. 15 minutes is what I'm giving EVOS SG to turn things around. Ronin can try to end it as fast as they can, judging by how fast they've been taking down the turrets left and right.
And now Ronin Esports, so they're happy because they still have that crowd control onto that possibility for Potato, but that's going to be a fight.
JPL gets caught. And we're not seeing any Blood Oaths just yet. Wait for a scene opportunity to actually dive in. But the stun and the lightning, Thunderbolts and lightning are very, very frightening here on the side of EVOS SD as the Zama Force trying to take down Silent will be committed. Alice is out. No burst just yet, but Naomi is still a problem.
Mountain Shocker being rained down there, a stun onto Pokemon under Tyrant, but the damage from the Lunox! Pokemon may have just made a play, but it's Justin staying alive here. Mega kill there for P.E.K.K.A. The collapse of Ronin Esports onto their back line. The tankiness of the Barons and the Basha was just enough to hold on and get Ronin Esports another kill onto EVOS SG as JPL went down.
That is an easy turtle take if I've ever seen one myself. There is an 8,000 gold lead here for Ronin Esports. It's going to be a mountain to climb for EVOS SG as they secure the turtle once again. The buff will go to Naomi on that Basha, looking for an opportunity to fight here, and they do. JPL forced to use the Searing Torrents to move out of the way. Not the Searing Torrents, I mean Aeon forced to use the Searing Torrents to move out of the way.
Now Ronin Esports don't go for full commit just yet. They can just keep playing this out up until the Lord spawns. But I expect members of EVOS SG or of Ronin, such as Justin, to wait out in the bushes, provide info. They have a sure stun, 2 sure stuns, actually 3 sure stuns ish from
make it 4
from Justin, Savi, and Naomi. I'm just looking at the 3 of them there right now. But yes, they do have 4 stuns also. So Ronin Esports, if they just position themselves well enough and continue this pressure, they should be able to get a pick off. You know, win a little skirmish before the Lord spawns, because EVOS SG, they have to do so much here to make a comeback. I like the positioning, as I mentioned earlier, of where Justin is right now, because that is a potential choke point for a lot of these teams.
Oh, look at this. Naomi's just going to soak up all the damage here and provide a lot of space for his team, but he did not expect 5 members just waiting for him.
That is a lot of information given, though, for Ronin Esports, and I like how even with all of that happening, Alice, Silent, hid in the bushes over there in the top lane, not wanting to show to EVOS SG that he's planning to split push, so that EVOS SG, because they didn't see the Alice, instead of going top, they decided to go for the mid and bot side control, thinking about the Lord. Now they have to worry about the split push of the minion waves to the top lane.
Yeah, and Alice, because of that, would just get a lot of stacks for the passive. Be that little bit more tankier, that little bit more deadlier. No. Thunderbolts and lightning being thrown. JPL gets stunned, but you know, I'm good. The lightning never phased me anyway. I'm a Hilda. I live in the wilderness.
And again, we're seeing here just how great Eudora is in this current patch because of the sure stun that you're going to get with Thunder's Wrath. There's a reason why Eudora rose in stock late into the MPL regular seasons in all the regions. So I'm glad that the rework just worked out really well for
they got
Eudora.
JPL. JPL would manage to survive this. Lord, Ronin already starting off the Lord. Naomi doing his best to deter Potato and Soul from pushing in from the Tri-Brush as JPL almost falls down. A lot of skills being committed there, and JPL being chased down by P.E.K.K.A. Searing Torrents being used and push him back. Not really connecting, but it does force him to fall back for just a bit.
Too risky to contest this if EVOS SG are going to try, but we're going to see them try right now. So Lord is down to 50%. Ronin Esports have a good control of the Lord with their potato, spotting out Naomi, but Naomi's in a good spot anyways. Ronin doesn't full commit and actually think about potentially going for the reset. So both teams, good decision for Ronin to reset it. I still really think that come a full-on team fight, they could have handled EVOS SG, but they decided to play it safer, go for a reset, want to go for a pick-off first, or a more safer situation around the Lord before they actually go for the full attempt to take it.
Yeah, the safer option would be for them to secure the tier 1 turrets here, as Ronin wants to go for a fight so that they can finally secure the turret. They're eyeing out JPL, but JPL will not oblige. No easy kills for them.
Still just the Calamity Reaper and Feather of Heaven here for that Harith. Ice Queen 1 picked up there by that Valir. So the slows are going to be for EVOS SG, a little more control against this lineup that Ronin brought out, but JPL and Savvy spot each other out.
Yeah, JPL's just going to stand there. Hey, Savvy, how you doing, says JPL. Naomi zoning, and the rest of Ronin are actually zoning everybody out from the season. Shin, Soul, will he be able to steal that? No, Naomi commits the retribution for that. And the HPs are low, the downward forces and everything else is going as the HP bars are disappearing. 2-for-2 trade so far. The Lightnings hurt.
This is just a Lightning Truncheon and a Holy Crystal for that Eudora.
Not even close to
Two
a full
items.
potential.
Oh! Oh, shut the building down. It's over.
Scaramouche.
Nope, it's over.
Can you bring the
Pokemon.
Fandango?
Absolutely bursted there by Justin, and there's a reason why he was one of the main points that we wanted to talk about when talking about Ronin Esports. This mage support isn't a mage support, he's like a mage carry. Imagine having a mage with a carry mindset. Sort of similar to Aura PH, and look at that now. EVOS SG lose 2 towers. 3rd tier, mid and bottom, and Ronin have full control of this game. They have not let up at all. Small victories here and there for EVOS SG. Yes, they have been able to secure kills. Potato seems to be in a good spot with his farm. All close to already building that 3rd item. Already has the Holy Crystal. But Ronin have just found an answer for EVOS SG, or they have all the answers for the questions that EVOS SG pose. They have good solid crowd control, not just area of effect crowd control, but they have good single target crowd control. They have strong burst damage. They have a strong front line, and look at that. That's a Barrett's with that retribution, so they don't have to worry about their carry potentially dying before a big objective take. That tank will tank up and eat all the damage. Maybe just Naomi, all he'll end up being is a sandbag, but that's a sandbag that can take away your objectives. This has been working for Ronin Esports, putting Basha in the jungle, not as a carry. He is not the carry of this game. He's not the main damage dealer. That's not the idea, but the idea was, let's just get someone to get
all the
sustain in the world.
Oh no, Soul, you managed to secure the kill, but you get taken out himself. Justin will secure the kill post-mortem, as it is a 1-for-2 trade in favor of EVOS SG. Not a lot of damage really for them. Silent dives in, flickers in with a blood though, gets a minor stun there, gets stunned, actually uses the Winter Truncheon to not move out, manages to survive there, and they are now back to the regular programming of defending their base.
Now we're seeing the problem here with the lineup for Ronin Esports this time is that if Ronin cannot initiate the team fight well enough, or if they don't land their big crowd control skills all in unison to cash out Potato, to cash out Pokemon before they can just immediately burst out with all the damage, EVOS SG will be able to punish it. Pokemon has that Lunox, and Lunox is known to be able sort of like the mage version of a carry, wherein carry was known to, for the longest time, to just absolutely shred frontliners. That's Lunox for you, for EVOS SG. And Potato on that Harith had good farm. So EVOS SG, though I am loving this lineup of Ronin Esports, and they have played it really, really well, do not count out the last remaining member of the EVOS family still standing here in the MPLI.
Oh no. EVOS SG does not want to die here. Naomi and Savvy, they're looking for a kill. They get the stun on the Pokemon. Hearing Torrents once again being used defensively. And EVOS SG wants to disengage, but JPL begs to differ. He's looking for an opening himself to look for any stragglers here. Does only spot out Naomi. 23 seconds left until the Lord spawns, and that is an objective that EVOS desperately wants to secure.
They can't be caught out in situations such as that. Remember, they're up against an Isan Shin who in a blink can immediately give information for his team, as well as Basha, with just how brave Naomi has been with positioning and getting info for EVOS SG. They can't catch themselves in that situation where the Toms is just way too far back, whoever is just way too far back because they're split pushing. But it seems like they may have caught out the Basha there in the bottom lane.
But Basha's relatively healthy here, half HP, overcommitting a lot of members there. And I'm liking how JPL is stopping the rest of Ronin to come in. They finally take down the one person, still manages to survive. Flow blood being thrown, but no reposition from Silent could potentially secure the kill there. And he's repositioning himself, gets the stun onto JPL. And now they secure another kill. It's the 1-for-1 trade. Meanwhile, over to the backhand side of Zig, the blood. Oh, and the blow. Blood secured the kill onto Lunos. And that secures the double kill for that Yisun Shin. But it's not enough for EVOS SG. Just Aeon left alive here. The base is low. The wave clear has to be real for Aeon to defend this, but I don't think it's enough. Ronin gets game number 1 in this best of 3 series.
The unorthodox lineup worked to near perfection.
Ronin secures the game. And I like how you brought that out near the end there. That last long sequence, how JP